Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading for July 22nd through 28th, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 8 of Pentacles to start us off. This is a lot of patience. This is really a thoughtfulness. I feel that you're a very considerate person. You're very thoughtful, and you are aware of other people's needs because you're aware of other people, right? Because you're aware that everybody is an individual. It's like we're all very unique species of plants, you know? And everybody needs something different, right? So you're very thoughtful in that way. I feel like you're somebody who gives like the best birthday presents because you know people in that kind of that deep way. I don't know, that really intuitive kind of connected way. You know exactly what gift to get them. You know, I'm the opposite way. I'm terrible at getting gifts for people. But I think you're very good at things like that because you see people for their uniqueness. You appreciate people for their individuality. Okay? Because you're an individual too, because you're very unique and you recognize that in others. Yeah. You're somebody I think is working on patience right now. You're working on taking things slower with yourself, with your ideas, with your energy. I felt lately a lot of kind of anxious energy with you. I feel now we're kind of learning patience. We're learning self-care. I feel like you're paying attention to your body more, how your body feels. You know, the neck or shoulder pain, right? We're kind of realizing where we hold tension. I hold tension in my jaw, right? And I think you're learning how to really relax. And until you've done this work of kind of, it's like the yoga nidra stuff where you're going through your body and you're trying to relax every section of your body individually. It's not till you've done that kind of work, till you've really relaxed, right? Then you realize you've never relaxed in your life until now, you know? So I think there's more of a focus on the physical self-care, you know, healing, nourishing, maybe focus on diet and exercise lately, right? You're being very thoughtful to yourself, and I like to see that. I like to feel that with you, because very often I see you kind of speeding down the road like that arrow, you know? It's good that we're slowing down a little bit and we're taking some time to figure out how we feel. Has there been a lingering headache, you know? And this isn't a medical reading. I'm not a doctor, so, you know, don't take my advice, but I kind of feel like you've had a dull ache somewhere in your body. It might be the shoulder, it might be the head. It's just tension, right? It's pressure. And it's just been there for a long time, but we've stopped noticing it. Well, now you're noticing it again because you want to figure out how to release some of that tension, how to unwind, how to relax, you know? So it's good to see this, but let's see what else is going on in your life. We've got a 2 of Cups now. Well, the 2 of Cups is love, okay? It is love that I think, first of all, begins with divine love, and it manifests as self-love, and then we can express it as platonic love and romantic love, okay? But first of all, I feel like this is self-love, radical self-love, radical self-care, right? I feel that you've been doing a lot of smudging lately. I don't know if you use sage or any other different kind of plant. And I feel like you have one of those very peaceful Buddha statues somewhere, right? The peaceful ones, the ones that look very, very tranquil. And some kind of flowing water is near you right now. I feel it's very peaceful. It's almost like you've created a little spa in your house, you know, and I want to be there. It sounds nice. It sounds very relaxing. The Two of Cups is that kind of self-love. It is us really realizing that sometimes we have to come first. Because if you're run down, if you're not in the best shape emotionally or physically, then you're not going to be of much use to anybody else. Okay? And as considerate as you are to others, you've got to be that way to you. Because this is going to be the basis for all of your other connections, all of your other relationships and endeavors, projects and pursuits, all of your paths, right? So to love yourself first is the requirement to then have those deeper experiences with other people. You got to put your own oxygen mask on first, you know. Let's see what else is here. There's really, really good energy. I feel such a peacefulness here. And here's a 2. We got the 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. I feel like this is a big change for you to now be kind of focusing on yourself, right? Spirit's showing me one of those flashing check engine lights, you know? And maybe it's your car. I don't know. Maybe you got to pay some attention to the car too. But I feel like it's your own personal check engine light. It's been on for a while, and now you're finally taking care of it. You know, the 2 of Pentacles is change. It's harmonious change. It's proactive change. It's about us choosing to modify our behavior in a way that is expressive of our self-love. We're modifying our behavior in a way that is going to nurture and nourish us. We are being very considerate to ourselves, being very gentle and very loving, very careful with ourselves, rather than just flying like an arrow straight to the next thing. Okay? And I think this is good because we want to show some love to the car before it breaks down, right? So we've got to take care of ourselves. And this is a lot of physical energy now with the Earth cards. And it all comes from this love. The desire that you have to love everything, to be in love with the world. It's kind of like, I want to be around as long as I can so I can continue to love life and to experience life and make these connections and enjoy things. And, you know, but if I'm not taking care of me, then I'm not going to be able to have those really strong connections with people. At all, or if, you know, maybe just not for very long, right? We've got to take care of us. And this is really wonderful. The 2 of Pentacles is you making some of those changes in your life. Okay. Making some changes. Let's see what is behind everything. Yeah, see, there's that Devil card. You've been very focused on that ambition. It's that eagerness. You've been climbing the mountains. It's time to relax, you know. So this, I feel, is all of what I just was saying about how it's just, you just fly by like an arrow because you're just zooming. You're on to the next thing. You have such endurance, such stamina, such ambition. And of course, we don't want to lose that because this is you really achieving your goals, reaching your milestones, achieving so much in your life. You have an intense ambition and motivation. In order to sustain that, we've got to be considerate to ourselves. We got to slow down. Even with the 8 of Pentacles, we slow down and smell the roses, you know. Enjoy the fruits of your labor here, you know. And so this is all that past activity. This card is representative of all the mountains that you've ever climbed. This is your driving force. This is your generative drive, that you feel like you are at your best when you are doing your best. When you're out there performing at your kind of optimal level, that's where you really feel like Sagittarius, you know, that's where you really are in your energy. And we want to sustain that. Sometimes the Formula One car's got to take a pit stop, change the tires, change the oil, maybe it's got to just use the bathroom, get a drink, and then right back to the race, you know. Let's see what's up above everything. Maybe we're preparing for something new, something different, something big. That's kind of a pretty big thing, right? That's a 10 of Pentacles. That's all the Pentacles. That's kind of like, I almost feel, excuse me, I'm trying to get comfortable on this chair. It's getting a little squeaky because I'm sitting in there for 4 hours a day. The 10 of Pentacles at the top of the path of the dove might be that really big mountain. It's kind of like you've just been running little 5K races, right? This is the marathon. This is Mount Everest. This is the big one, right? It might be that you're really trying to train and prepare yourself and be considerate to yourself and optimize yourself, maybe through diet and exercise, through spiritual practice, through cleansing, in order for you to tackle this really, 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 really big mountain that you want to do. This is kind of like, I better start getting in shape now because one day I'm going to climb Everest. One day I'm going to do that Spartan race, So maybe we're in that mode now where we're starting to make those changes in our life in order to get ready for this big one. Yeah. It could be. Let's see where this is going. This is interesting so far. We got the Ace of Cups. It's kind of like you're winning the medal. You're getting the gold. You're getting the first place prize here. Right? And I don't know what that mountain is. I don't know if that's the mountain of social achievements or professional, or if it's just, preparing yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically for that, that love relationship, right? This is that source of love. This is that union with that Holy Grail, that ultimate achievement for you. And it could take the form of, a relationship, maybe starting a family, maybe getting ready to, getting yourself into the right kind of shape spiritually, so that you can continue to enjoy this life for decades to come. Right? Decades and decades and decades. It's beautiful. Beautiful Ace of Cups. And so I think that this achievement here is really it's the pinnacle of your life. It is your great work. Right? And I think you're preparing for that biggest, the biggest thing. Right? Your ultimate purpose in life. So, this feels like a lot of that training, a lot of that, the getting ready, the getting into shape for this big endeavor. And this is, again, this is all the marbles here. Right? This is the big one. And it feels like it's not the end of something, though, right? It feels like this is going to be the start of something. I'm very curious how this is manifesting for you. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is the random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to put it down over here, Alien Simon Mork Ripley, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. All right, if you have a prediction, put it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free and it does support the channel, and I appreciate that. Also, big announcement, I finally have a Facebook, an Instagram, and a TikTok account. There's nothing on there yet, but I'll be posting some things in the next few days. If you want to connect with me there, links are down in the description of this video. Make sure you connect with the right account. There's a lot of fake accounts. Okay, so follow the link down there. All right, let's talk about your general energy now on the path of the Serpent. The inner artist, the Prince of Cups. I feel like first thing I saw when I saw this card was that they have a camera around their neck, but it's not. It's a cup with a snake in it. And I think maybe you've got the camera rather than the cup with the snake in it. I feel like you do some sort of photography or even painting or drawing or something like that. There's some way in which you commemorate your life experiences. You've got like a scrapbook, or your Facebook page is just covered with all of these things that you do in life, right? It really is, you like to capture those moments and those memories. Yeah. I feel like you're someone that has really done a lot of things in life because you're always looking for new ways to express yourself, new ways for you to live your truth and to experience, your world in your way. Yeah. You're intensely creative, but I don't know if it's like visually creative or if it's like you're creating moments. Maybe you're a party planner. Maybe you're a photographer. Maybe you put on events, right? Maybe something like that. Because I feel as if you do create moments in that way. And either, I don't know, that's interesting. I like that. I like that very much. But it's your way of kind of, experiencing your world in your way. It's very unique, very artistic, right? Two people looking at the same thing are going to write a different poem about it, right? And that's what you love about people. And I think that you appreciate the difference in people. You appreciate everybody having a different perspective of the same thing, because that makes life poetic, right? It makes it a work of art. Everybody is unique. And like I said at the beginning, you're very sensitive to that, and you're very considerate of that uniqueness all around you. Yeah. Let's look in the environment. 6 of Wands. All your accomplishments really give you a very strong sense of self. That you feel as if you are at your most optimal energy when you're out in the world doing things, running races, taking pictures, writing poetry, engaging with other people, celebrating with other people, doing group activities, team activity kind of things. I wouldn't be surprised if you are on some sort of a sports team or involved in some sort of a team thing, right? It might be like a team of people who run, race. It could be a martial art, something like that, right? I feel like you really function well in a group, but it has to be the right group, I guess. It has to be one that can keep up with you, right? We see here 6 wands, right? And these wands are all pretty equal, so they all are very capable. You appreciate the differences in people. You appreciate everybody's perspective, but you really thrive on the friendly competition, right? Not in a bad way. It's not air energy, right? It's the friendly kind of team competitions, like team sports, you know. And I feel it because that really brings out the best in you. It kind of is the right environment for you to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to get better, to do better, to find out where your weak spots are, so that you can turn them into strengths, you know. I am feeling there's some connection with snakes for you. I don't know if it's a symbol that you like, or if you got pet snakes or something like that, but I'm seeing that now. I think that's something important to you. It could be the snake too that we see on the 2 of Pentacles. Maybe it's a symbol that you should look out for, or meditate upon, or it might already be an active kind of archetype in your life, right? Let's keep going. Let's see if there is any sort of obstacle in your life right now. Let's see what that obstacle is. The Magician. Of course, we have Mercury, the Magician, the Trickster, the Juggler. How could that possibly be an obstacle, right? Your ability to adapt, your ability to learn new things, your ability to be such a conduit for the divine light coming through. We think of the Magician as the one holding the wand, right? And the wand is a hollow tube, because it receives the divine influence and it just kind of shoots out the bottom and it manifests on earth, right? So in some ways, you're a conduit, you're a medium, you're a channel, you're a vehicle for the divine energy, for the creative vital forces of the universe. Well, you take any kind of a wire, right, electrical wire, and you put some voltage through it. Over time, that wire is going to break down, especially if there's too much voltage, right? The wires, I mean, it could catch fire. It's really bad, right? I'm not an electrician or anything, but it can deteriorate the wire after a while, right? You overload it. There needs to be a circuit breaker, right? And I kind of feel as if that's the only obstacle of this card right now, is that you need the self-care, you need the focus on your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being, so that you can continue to be a channel for that creative energy, so that it can flow through you. Now I'm starting to wonder if you are a bit of a medium, or even you have some psychic abilities, and maybe you do that as a career or as a hobby or something like that, or you might be a bit of a medium. I don't know that you do it professionally. I feel if anything, it's for friends and family, right? But I wonder if there's just too much voltage going through the circuitry right now. And when we think of spiritual awakening, spiritual experiences, the Kundalini activation, the chakra activation, sometimes it can overload the circuits. Yeah. So we have to make sure that we are fortified and that we are in optimal shape, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, right? So that we can handle the voltage. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now, is you're preparing yourself so that you can handle more and more of that spiritual voltage. You know, I want to see what the next card. But that's the only obstacle, is you realizing that, hey, you're a human being, you know, in a physical vessel, or you're a spiritual being having a human experience. But either way, we have to be mindful of this human vessel, this physical, the physical vehicle that we have. We've got to keep it in shape so that it can handle all the demands that we're putting on it, all this spiritual creative energy. And I think, that's probably why we're making these choices now. Let's see what is coming through the other side. 2 of Wands. A lot of 2s. 2, 2, and 2. 2 is your lucky number. I feel like 2 and also 15 and 1. Yeah, 1, 2, and 15 are going to be your lucky numbers for sure. But the 2 of Wands here at the end is kind of the... Well, this is kind of crazy, right? Because this is a stop sign. Right? This is a blockage. This is kind of Spirit saying, thou shalt not pass. This is the end of the road here, right? Unless we do this. This is the idea here that we don't want to stop doing what we do. We don't want to stop living our lives. That you have so much creative energy, so much ambition, so much force and fire, right? So many ideas, so much of this magician energy, and of course the devil energy, right? The 2 major arcana energies that we have, the devil and the magician. This shows that you are hungry to do it. This shows that you're capable of doing it and that you're inspired, right? And you want to keep doing this. But eventually the physical vehicle is going to get a little run down. So we have to make sure that we maintain it. If we want to keep doing this, we've got to take care of this, right? And so the older we get, we realize that our creative energy, our spiritual energy, our desires are still going full speed ahead, but our body is slowing down. And that's okay. That's the way it's going to be. That's life, I'd rather it work that way than the opposite way. That my passion and inspiration runs dry, and now I'm just left stranded on the side of the road with no gas in the tank, right? I'd rather have plenty of gas and then just drive it till the wheels fall off than to run out of gas and not have anywhere to go and no way to get there. You see what I mean? So it's kind of either or. So to get that 2 of Wands at the end here is saying, look, we've got to stop and take care of ourselves before we're kind of forced to stop, right? So we want to keep going with this ambition, with this creative energy, with this spiritual experience of life, as long as we possibly can. Let's take care of ourselves so that we can do it for decades and decades and decades to come. Because you're not going to run out of ideas. You're not going to run out of ambition. If anything, the vehicle is going to break down before your creative energy and your inspiration do. Does that make sense? I also feel that either you or somebody close to you is having an issue with the respiratory system. These are their asthma or something like that, or allergies, but there's a breathing thing. Okay? Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm not predicting anything. It's something that you're already aware of. Okay? And maybe it's just a reminder with the aches and pains and the stiffness. And let's focus on what we can do to become ensure more longevity as vehicles of this divine energy, right? Mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. Yeah. I want to do an empowerment oracle. Let's see. The Wheel of Life. Very appropriate. Let me show you this card here. Beautiful cards, the Wheel of Life. And it says, I accept responsibility for my life. I am not a victim, but a hero. I cultivate positive thoughts and empowering words which steer my actions to success. My tongue is the wheel of my life, and I am the driver. Interesting. Okay, my tongue is the wheel of my life, and I am the driver. Well, the Magician is about communication, right? It's about the way that we interface with people, the way you interface with yourself now, right? Because the two of Wands up here is kind of saying that you're being advised to stop and rest, take care of yourself, and do the preventative maintenance on the car, right? Rather than just kind of to keep pushing further and further and further until something breaks down. You're being told to pay some consideration to yourself now. But I feel you're resisting that. It's kind of the Spirit is saying, stop, slow down. Pay attention to yourself for a minute, right? And you're saying, no, I want to keep going. I want to keep going. Let's look at the mystery card. Obviously, I want the Temperance card, your power card, right? And I think the Temperance card would be perfect too, because it's kind of like we're realizing that there's a little bit of an imbalance. Okay? That maybe we've been pushing ourselves too hard. We need to slow down. Maybe we've been really just kind of grinding axle for a while, and we've got to ease down. We need to temper ourselves, and we need to realize what imbalances might be going on and where we need to restore things, where we need to bring in some other energies to build ourselves up in a very strong and healthy way, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. So that's kind of what I'm rooting for here, is that Temperance card. Let's see what we have. Oh, bingo, look at that. Temperance. The art of life, too, right? This is tempering also as in making yourself stronger. Tempering steel, right? Making it as strong as it possibly can be. And to do that, we have to know where the weak spots are, like I was saying. And we have to be willing to do the work. We hot and cold, right? Fire and water, how you temper a metal. And then it gets beat up a little bit, but mostly it's heated up and then it's cooled down. And that process of hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold makes you stronger. Now, maybe this is a message about the the cold, cold exposure, right? Hot and cold showers, that sort of thing. The what is it? I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, cold thermogenesis, I think. But it's also about kind of the ability for us to push forward, run, and then rest. Run, and then rest. And it's through that interval kind of training, right, that we get stronger, that we build ourselves up so that we can continue running and resting for many, many decades to come. But we have to know where we've been living in too much of an extreme, and then we've got to pull it back a little bit. Right? Whether it's through diet and exercise, something mental, emotional, you've been getting enough rest at night, these sorts of things. Have we been relaxing enough, enjoying ourselves enough, bonding and communicating with our friends and family, our pets, our plants, our people, in an effort to continue enjoying life for as long as humanly possible. Because we are all humans, I think, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. So it's about restoring that inner balance so that we can optimize our lives, optimize our time here, and keep going, right? Running and then resting. Yeah, Temperance. Very good. Perfect confirmation. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius are on Wednesdays. Bonus readings on Sunday. Be sure to watch both. All right? And connect with me on those social media platforms, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the TikTok. Links are down below. All right, make sure it's me and not a fakey account. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. The readings will only be here on YouTube. There may be some clips and little teasers and things on these other platforms, but the readings are here. Okay, be sure to subscribe. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.